And we are live, people. Hello. Hello, all of you, and welcome. Sandy, hello. And Dasha. Dasha is our new mod, and she's a pro. So she'll take care of all of us. And Amethyst Lunaris, hello. Nice to see you. And Nep, nice to see you. Mineralin, hello. And Rebecca, cheers. And Crow, hey, hello. Nice to see you all. Hey, Donnie, hello. Okay, guys. We have good news and kind of bad news. Not really bad news. Not that bad. So the good news, probably a lot of you probably know already, and that is that the new update just hit with a block that will fit perfectly with my build, the Cinnabar block. And I actually mentioned this in the first stream because the idiot that I am, I thought that I could use it for, but it was only for the snapshot. And of course, all the mods are not really updated, and which is the bad news. I don't have any of the mods that I need to, so we're gonna just play normally as we did last week. Just pretend that this is Cinnabar and not Mangrove, and then hopefully for next stream. So it depends. The most important mods are of course the recording mods like Flashback and also Axiom and probably a couple of others. Those are the most important ones. And I don't know if I will make a video out of this, maybe a short or maybe a longer video. I don't know yet. But it's always nice to have the recordings so I can get back and use that. But yeah, I think we'll get by, and yeah, we have something to look forward to for the next stream, for hopefully the next stream. It depends on how long it takes to update these mods, but I mean, we are lucky that we even have such great mods. I can't even speak. We're lucky that we have all those great mods. So I mean, we can wait a week or two if it takes that long, which isn't even that long. I mean, in the grand scheme of things. Yes, we got more mods. So we have I think 3 mods at this point. So I think we're good. But yeah, let's talk about where we left off. And so the thing we were building here, for any of you guys that weren't there for the first two streams, I started making this build in my first stream. And it's basically, these mountains here are all mountains that are generated. It's a normal seed, so I didn't terraform anything. And this is actually one of the things I have talked about many times that I really love to do, is just to find really like nice seeds with lovely mountains to just kind of build upon and use instead of doing everything by hand. I mean, when it comes to terraforming. And I think what I usually do, which is for these kinds of builds, is just to find all the kind of straight edges around these mountains here, and just start by making towers. And so I would say, when in doubt, just make a tower, because if you look at this build as like a bunch of towers combined, it's actually quite easy to kind of grasp my approach. Some towers are just bigger than others, so I'm simply following all these kind of these kinds of mountains here. I can't remember the biome. That is okay, lukewarm oceans. But I mean, I think these mountains, they appear in different kinds of biomes. But you've probably seen these kinds of mountains. Some of them are a bit weird, but they're usually kind of like they're cut straight in a lot of places like here, which works great for me. I think it's really nice to have these kind of guiding lines to kind of follow, and then I can just extrude the parts I need, which is basically what I've done for 2 streams in a row. Do you like the new red and yellow blocks? Yes, Brittany, I do like the new, especially the red one. Maybe the yellow one could be cool. I haven't really. I think I need to see it in kind of in some kind of build just to get a sense of how to use it. I haven't tried to play with that block yet at all, but I definitely think that the cinnabar is great for. I mean, of course, the cinnabar is kind of like mangrove, just in a brick form. It's not that far from it. It might be a little bit brighter. I can't. Maybe some of you guys know it, but yeah, I think it's a nice, especially also because it is a new block. So I think it's nice to kind of use new blocks for a new build, basically. But yeah, let's see. Just to go back to the chat to see if I missed anything. Yes. Oh, and Dasha, Google says to turn off caps lock, you can use. Okay, maybe you're referring to another comment. So Nancy, you watched the first 2 streams due to your inspiration. You started learning to use Axiom. It's a challenge. It is a challenge, and the thing about Axiom is that it has so many things you can do with it, but you don't necessarily need to use. I mean, it has so many small features that just like quality of life features, and just so if anybody, any one of you doesn't know the mod, it's actually the icon you can see like to the right of the hotbar, and you can just by using that you can scroll through and find different functions. So one of the cool things is just the copy function. It's really simple. If any of you have tried world edit, then this is basically a more useful way of using it. So I just left and right click, and then scroll, and then right click, and then you have copied this part here. So it's really, really useful. It's much more intuitive and much more versatile than world edit. I still use world edit for a lot of stuff, but I mean it is also useful. And I mean, yeah, I think when we start building today, I can kind of go through some of the stuff. And I mean, when it comes to the more advanced stuff, like the editor, I don't use it that much. There are some really neat features for kind of terrain building and also texturing and different kinds of things, but I actually don't use it that much. I'm not a big terraformer in general. That's why I love just finding nice seeds and use those instead. And which is also a nice way of if I ever make a tutorial out of this, I can simply point to that seed, and then you can just find that seed, generate that seed, and be on your way, basically, because all of this is the same in each. If you generate this, it would be the same for the mountain itself. No game stream. Okay. This is okay. This is. I can feel that this might be kind of those jokes that will come up more and more, because the thing. Okay, here's the story behind this unfortunate incident. Let's call it the unfortunate incident. It's not really an unfortunate incident, but so this is my main screen where I show you Minecraft, and my face is basically the thing I will do most of the time. But I have a habit of kind of using my hands when I speak. So when I'm explaining something, I tend to just have Minecraft be there, kind of nothing happens. It's just looking into a wall or something. And some of my mods suggested, why not go full screen when I'm yapping? And that's fine. I think that's a good suggestion, but also nice to kind of know when to go back when I'm actually trying to show you something. But yeah. Yeah, you warned me like 5 minutes before and I was like, yeah, I remember. Yes, Crow, it's all good. It is all good. So I named this stream Detailing the Build, and I have been detailing a little bit here. And I think what we want to do in this stream is to try and kind of detail some of the larger wall sections. I'm not sure about the bridge itself. We'll see about that. We might kind of jump a bit around, but it's one of the things that's nice to do when building this kind of build is to kind of have a design language you can kind of repeat. And just for, I'll just jump straight into it. Just for this section here, let's just take this one for as an example. And I mean, right now, when it comes to kind of the room height, in the interior room height, we can always kind of push that up and down. This is more kind of how the window is going to be, and yeah, we can rearrange everything. Yeah. While we build. But right now, because just from an intuition perspective, I have this kind of walkway here. We might open this up later so you can look through. But I mean, we already have some sort of kind of like floor level here and ceiling level here. So why not just take this and use it for this part here? So this is my first instinct, is to simply kind of use that as a guide. Yeah, you are a yapper, so it's good then. Thank you, Myth. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Well, I haven't even begun to think about what's inside. Kind of the. So the interior will be, I think, okay, one of the things I usually do when building is to kind of go back and forth between what I'm building and what is supposed to be, what the kind of the different rooms are supposed to be. So this might change. So when I start building, there might kind of be an apparent place or kind of zone or kind of anything really that feels like a place where let's say the staircase should be. So these bridges here will be the way you enter. So naturally these towers here will be big staircases, or I mean winding staircases for moving up and down. And then we have this section over here. And my first instinct is to just make this one of the main staircases, because it already goes all the way up here. So why not use this? Because it might not be big enough for like large rooms. So why not have this be an additional kind of a staircase tower, and then you can have the kind of the main halls in here. Yeah. Yeah, seems like you are enjoying yourself, chat. Okay, another thing I have probably said many times, I like to build in uneven numbers. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a nice kind of a nice even number to kind of work with. And from this point on, let's just start with that and then see what happens. So one decision I think I'm gonna make for this one is so we have this large unfinished bridge here, and the curvature of the bridge is fairly wide and wide in its proportions, basically. So I think I will keep this for most of these. So instead of having tall kind of so you have, for Gothic architecture, the easiest way, if you don't know, the easiest way to know how, if it's Gothic architecture, is when all the windows are are pointy. So they look like this basically, instead of round. So a pointy window is usually Gothic, or is related to Gothic architecture or Gothic revival or something like that. But since I have this large kind of rounded wide structure here, or bridge here, I think it's more kind of it feels more it feels better for me to kind of use that as a kind of a design choice and just keep that going for the rest of the build. So I think that's just one way of kind of deciding on whether you want to go in one or the other direction. I mean, you could mix things up and I mean, you could add like pointy, I mean, other kinds of arches and windows, but I usually like to have everything kind of be more or less the same. Cinnabar looks really good with granite. Yes, I think I haven't tried it yet, so but I can definitely imagine that you're right. You should challenge yourself and make a small build using even numbers everywhere. Yeah, that is a good idea. I should do that. So because apparently all of my blocks are gone now. Maybe it's because I copied the build kind of to make a backup, and then maybe some of the hotbar usually refers to the name of the save, the game, the save, and yeah. So I think that's what happened. Trying to build in even numbers terrible, especially for the level. Yeah, I mean, for the build I made this spring, the Golden Palace. There's actually, you can pause the video in that build and see how I went from. Maybe I even said it. I can't remember if I said it in during the video, but I changed up one of the buildings because it was just it ended up being straight or an even number, and I just couldn't. I couldn't continue. It was yeah. My build was destroyed basically. Okay, here I will actually need to move everything one block. I think I want this to hit a full block, and here we have actually room for 2. So this is one of the neat features. Again, actually, let's look at this. You can do so like this, and then copy it, and then flip it, and then it flips these 2, and then you have your window basically. Nice, isn't it? Okay. Then we have. So one of the nice things about blocks or wall blocks and fences is that they don't connect, which I like for kind of stuff like this, where I want everything to be kind of vertical. Yeah, and again, this is one of those places where you need to make a decision. Do you want a full block here? Do you want? I mean, there are all sorts of ways of doing this, and I can already see myself being annoyed by this tiny detail. For now, let's just keep it as it is, and then we can change it later. I think this is fine. So Crow, I'm going to keep watching the stream while I work on some art. I'm feeling inspired. That's awesome. It is really nice with making some art. It can be really relaxing. Yeah, I mean, let's just try this. This is just a placeholder. I am sure I'm going to change this a lot, but just need kind of just a quick kind of sense of scale and yeah. If I tried hightail building, no, I have not tried hightail building. I have not. Have you? Is it nice? Is it how is it compared to Minecraft? Never stop yapping, Nex. Well, you can actually say if I am yapping too much, please say so. It's I know a lot of people, they kind of I'm not worried about kind of having silences and just be a bit more chill. I don't know. I think it's fun to engage with the chat, and yeah. So. Do you think my designing process is good? Good, Patty. Thank you. I hope so. It's yeah, I don't know. It's I mentioned this in the last stream. I think that I don't know. There's so many fast builders that are just. I mean, they are really efficient in the way they build. Everything I do is. I mean, of course, when I work by myself, I work faster than this. But in general, I actually like it when it's a bit more slow and deliberate. I actually enjoy that more in general. Yeah. Does Red Bull give you 6 wings? I don't know. Perhaps. I actually never drink Red Bull, but I just figured if I need one later when I'm tired, if I get tired, it's always nice to have one. Okay. Sandy. Yeah. A nice comedic timing. Okay. So I don't want to just continue this. I can already see that this looks a bit dull. So I definitely want to mix this up. So one thing we could do, because the way, and I mentioned this last time, we have this detailing here, and then I kind of alluded to that the triangle part here, or the lower part of the bridge might not need as much detail, because it's sometimes nice to have different sections of the build have like contrast in how much it's detailed, basically. Instead of just detailing everything the same, having some spaces where it isn't as detailed. So I think that because we have this kind of part up here, then I actually think just continuing this kind of more open or detailed structure could be nice for the upper part on both these buildings over here. And then from down here, it might be a bit more closed off. So I actually think this could be really nice to kind of, to continue this kind of design language. So I am actually gonna, let's see, yes, I'm gonna close this off just for now. Wait, I need another tool for that. The stacking tool. Really, really useful. Okay. Next up, 6 things. Well, if it was a beer, maybe, Sandy, I could begin to sing. Yeah, the happy guest. It's been a long time since I played survival. I have a survival series on my channel, but it's over 3 years old, which is actually quite insane. It's so old. And yeah, it's I mean, it is really fun to do. I do love. I mean, in general, I do love playing in survival. So and it's over 3 years ago. So many things have been updated, like with the happy gas. I haven't even tried it. So I mean, it seems like a really, really useful tool for survival builders. So one day we'll drink some beers and sing together somewhere. Yeah, Sandy. We will do that at some point. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I'm not quite sure. I think we need a bit of layering of. So I definitely like to have my facades layered in different ways. So you can either layer it inwards or outwards. So I think, so first of all, let's just move this because I think we need a bit of extra space. I'm just going to move this to the side and then close this off here. And then maybe just try and add a bit of, kind of a bit of depth and kind of, yeah, I don't know, something. So, let's see. Okay, I'm making a quick decision. Again, we can change this. This is just for, this is just to have some kind of reference to work from. I do really like to, so it's nice to have to mix chaotic kind of random things with more kind of structured things. So the aspect of this build that is more chaotic, I would say, or more random, or not as neat, is kind of the placement of all these buildings. They're kind of put together in a kind of random way. It's not random because it's related to the mountain, but as a kind of a cluster of towers, it is a bit random, you could say. But then I do like to have kind of some reference points, or how would you put it? Not reference points, but kind of straight lines and straight kind of aspects to the build that follow some kind of rigidness. So this could be, for this instance, could be all the flooring and how everything relates. I mean, it doesn't have to be like this, but this is just, I'm just trying to make it kind of add a bit of yeah, a bit of kind of rigidness to the build, you might say. The Elden Tree. Yeah, that would be a big one. The one from Elden Ring. Or is it even called that? I can't remember. Okay, we definitely need more height to kind of create an outer arch here. But yeah. Out of work, Merc. Hey, Six Wings, the master at work. Pay attention, folks. Learn something. I mean, it's we'll take it slow. I mean, in a lot of ways, because I do make large builds, if you watch closely at what I build, it's actually not that. I mean, it's in a lot of ways it is fairly simple up close. A lot of what I'm doing, which is, I think, one of the good things about building larger builds. You can kind of, you don't have to. So one of the things Axiom is good at, just we mentioned Axiom, is that you can create all sorts of different block states. So if I wanted to use this fence here for, I don't know, an antenna or something, some kind of detailing, or a spire or something, I could use what is called the Tinker tool, which is, oh, sorry, this is not it. Okay, like so. And with this tool, you can kind of change the block states of different like blocks in general, which is really neat in a lot of ways, because what you can do is you can create detail that you couldn't otherwise. So in a way, you could, for these kinds of walls here, you could, I mean, you can add, you can change them in a way that makes them, actually makes them, I mean, you can kind of use these block states to have an extra level of detail that you couldn't otherwise. Because this block state here only happens in vanilla Minecraft when you hit a wall. And I think this is, I mean, I think this is a really cool tool, but I do like to have everything being workable in a vanilla setting where you don't have to use like weird block states where you copy. So one thing a lot of people do is to use levers, which is a great tool for a lot of, I mean, a lever can be used in all sorts of ways to create detailing. But what you can do with Axiom is to simply copy this one or move it here, and then you can copy it over here, rotate it, or flip it, and then you should be able to... Okay. I should have done this before, so let's just try here instead. It's more or less like this. Yes, okay. Just to show you what I'm trying to go for. So if you move this one and move this one, now you actually have this. This one can actually be used as a diagonal kind of detailing device. Or so from afar, this actually is a really cool way of making diagonal lines, because yeah, I mean it's much smaller than creating I mean using stuff like staircases or stuff like any other block where everything is jagged. And again, I think it's awesome that you can do this, but I do really enjoy just creating large builds and then just do it old school vanilla, or at least old school creative. Yeah. No, it was so easy for him. In a few clicks, he had a wide-based tree that angled up and narrowed with 2 branches. Oh, well, you're talking about the tree you made, Sandy. Yeah, I mean that action is really great for like branches and stuff. You can do all sorts of things. And I know Dasha, you've also used it for a lot of things, as if I remember correctly. I remember you at some point, like last year, you kind of tried it for the first time and you just fell in love with it. Yeah. South Africa and Czechia was in a draw, score being 1-1. Okay. Yeah, it's soccer season. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, and so everything I'm doing here is fairly, I would say it is quite rough, and I just need to create a couple of, I don't know, just a couple of design kind of choices, basically. Some details that I think might be useful for copying or for using for other parts of the build. So this here, what I want to do here is to create just another layer here, so I have enough space to create basically an arch on top of the other arch. Something like this, I think, should be fine. And again, it is, I mean, it is rather, it is not as exciting right now because this is just one block type I'm using. I think it's fine to do, but it is just, I'm just kind of getting a sense of the scale of it and trying to figure out, I mean, what do I want to do with the rest of it. Football, yes, yeah. I'm speaking to the, I mean, I don't even know if there are any Americans, but it's just when you talk internationally, it's always soccer, but of course it is actually football. The correct way of saying it. Okay. What do I want to do here? I definitely don't want to do this because, well, let's just see how it looks, and then we can... I'm just trying to figure out kind of the size of everything. So in my mind, I really want things to kind of align. So I would probably, so even here you can see this part here aligns with this part just by one, it's off by one block. So what I would do actually here would be to simply actually keep this way of detailing, but then kind of move everything by one block. I think that's either move this part down. It's probably easiest to move the one below instead of moving the entire tower. Whoever's gonna build this in survival must be crazy. I mean, yes, I would say so in a way, but I mean, a lot of people are actually doing that. A surprising amount of people are building this in survival, which is, I mean, it's. I'm impressed. I think it is really, really impressive. But yeah, it is. Oh, Evia is here. Hey. Yeah, only Americans in Ireland say soccer, perhaps, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I will just move this, and then we can push this wall down here. And we can move this part here. So a normal person would just do like so, and just have this just disappear into the mountain like so. But I'm not a normal person. I will respect the mountain. I will respect the mountain. I mean, some would say I have too much respect for the mountain. I never, well, I do change some stuff, but I try actually. I think it's a nice kind of, when it comes to building, Minecraft in itself is kind of, it is, what did you say? I'm used to creative. Okay. I'm too distracted to see what comment you... okay. What I would want to say was... yeah, in Minecraft, I talked about this in a video I made, and one of the things that is interesting about Minecraft, I think, is that it levels the playing field in a certain way when it comes to designing, because especially with small houses, when you design a small house like this one here, or this scale, it is really kind of course there are a lot of different possibilities of how to make this house, but in a lot of ways it is decided for you. There are so many things that are decided before you even, I mean, that's inherent to the game. I mean, the big blocks, the scale of it, the scale of the blocks, of course, the block palette, but especially when it comes to kind of the shape of it, there are limits to what you can do. Of course, you can. I mean, it's not a 3D modeling software in the same way that real 3D modeling softwares work, because of the big kind of resolution, or low resolution actually. And when it comes to the kind of larger builds, and this is actually something I will talk about in my next video, which is a bit, I mean, it will be a while because it's a really big build I'm building, but I have begun building it, and one of the things I will talk about in that video that is kind of this idea of adding further restrictions to yourself. So one restriction here in this build is the mountain, and I kind of decide that I wanted to more or less just always try as good as well as I can to follow all the structures around here, and use the mountain as a guide for building. It doesn't work all the time, so you can see here the way the bridge is kind of coming down here. I will need to extend this in some way, and it will probably down here it will connect with the mountain, which is fine. But I mean, it's as much as I can, I use the mountain as a guide, which is actually really cool, because then I don't have to. If I were to build this in a flat world, I would have to come up with reasons why to make things a certain way. I can do that, and people do that, which is fine. I just think that using the tool that's already there, like this mountain, is just a really nice way of doing it. And for the next build I'm building, which is much larger than this one, it's so large that I need another way of thinking about restricting myself, because I need some kind of guiding force for how I design everything. So I've come up with a solution for that video, and the build will be named after that principle. It's kind of in the name, and it's also in the kind of the lesson. So the lesson from the video I made for oh, look at that! I just blew a hole in the wall. The lesson I kind of wanted to kind of give you in the build about symmetry or asymmetry was basically how you can make symmetrical builds a bit more interesting by adding elements of asymmetry. That was kind of the main focus of the video and what I wanted to convey. And with this build here, or not this build, but the next build, I have a similar kind of structure. The video will be kind of in the same style of that one, but with more of of course a different kind of how would you put it, lesson, or I can't keep up with the chat. I'm too slow, guys. You are too you're just too active. No, it's fine. I think it's better to have an active chat and than no chat at all. So that's awesome. We played hardcore on 6, attacked a zombified piglin. He got a fried and swung, and it killed him. End of the hardcore world. Was amazing. Yes. I was, I mean, to my defense, it had been, I mean, almost 3 years since my last survival playthrough. And a lot of the things that I encountered during our different, me and Sandy's different hardcore playthroughs were kind of things that had been added later that I didn't know about. So I died in, like, I can't remember, a zombified horse or something. I don't know how that works, how the game mechanics works for that one. I mean, it was fun either way, but yeah, next time we'll plan better ahead, right, Sandy? Okay. You're absorbing so much information through these streams. They're the best kind of lectures. Oh, thank you, Dasha. That is so nice of you to say. So I told you this, you guys, last time, that it can be a bit difficult because I kind of need to translate, because I'm not used to talking about architecture in English, really. It's always a Danish endeavor for me. And so I kind of need to kind of find ways to talk about it in a way that makes sense. And I think that's actually the good thing about that is that I can kind of go back and use more simple terms, and, well, not simple, but more kind of how would you put it, put things in layman's terms, I would say, is kind of a good way of because there are people, if I begin to talk about a kind of a certain aspect of a certain style of architecture, it might not be as easy to get. It actually reminds me, so just as an analogy, there was this, I can't remember the name of the YouTuber. There was a YouTuber I was subscribed to a couple of years ago, and he talked about music, and he analyzed music from video games and different kinds of music. And the way he analyzed the music was he basically talked about happy notes and sad notes, and he had knowledge of how you would kind of classify notes in a technical term, but when it comes to musical theory, it's a lot of it is actually just much more about feelings and how you feel about stuff, and it's instantly recognizable if there's a sad note or a happy note or a mischievous note, or yeah. And I think that's actually also a good way of kind of approaching. So right now I'm just on autopilot. I'm just doing this. I can try and explain what I'm doing in a bit. But yeah, I think in general it's nice to just talk about things casually and don't make it more kind of yeah. I'm even lacking the most simple words. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be, basically. So okay. The best moment I remember was when Six was allowed to drive a boat and drove both him and Sandy to the doom in the Guardian Temple. I don't remember that actually. Was that? I can't remember. So I'm sure I did that. It sounds like something I would do. So here, this is where I need the cinnabar walls, because there is a clear kind of difference. I mean, it is nice to have a difference in, and of course, when we get further into building, we will get much more. We'll change things up much more to kind of have more variety in the block palette. So it is nice to kind of have these differences in that. I mean, this scene here is much brighter than the mangrove, but it's also nice to have kind of pillars or wall blocks that actually do match. So I don't think if there are any that really matches at this point. I mean, granite maybe, but not even. I don't think that's much better. Oh. Yeah, it's more or less the same, but we'll change this up. So Evia, you're saying it will be absolutely insane for medieval structures to have fences and gates that match stone aesthetics. Yeah. So Evia, you I think for one of your cathedrals, I think you used a texture pack for. I can't remember if it was for birch trapdoors or if for something else. I can't remember, but yeah, I think there's a reason why people use some of these texture packs, because it just makes sense to kind of have some level of detailing that can actually be workable in with the blocks you're actually using, so everything doesn't look like it's something completely different. Wool slabs and stairs. Well, I mean, I used to be the kind of person that didn't want to use wool, because wool is wool. It's not a block you want to use for building. That's weird. But now I'm past that now. I use, well, not all kinds of blocks, but I do use kind of blocks that isn't meant for the purpose they're meant. They're designed for in-game. Yeah, wool burns. That's also of course that's also a problem. Okay, let's just step back a bit and see what we have here. So this is the main. I mean, this is probably the largest kind of structure in the build, like main. If you look at it as kind of buildings or volumes, and I think I do want to kind of change things up. I don't want to have these large kind of repeating things. I mean, there might be repeating kind of aspects of them, but I don't want to have this just continue. So maybe this can be. I mean, maybe this can just be this part here. Again, for now, let's just try and see, and then we can always make these kind of make these shorter or larger, or taller or shorter. I want more decorative blocks like those you get with certain mods. Yeah. I do also want that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's so many things that could be added. I mean, some people, they like the simplicity and kind of the fact that they have to kind of work with what is there. I get that. It's not that I don't agree or think it. I mean, I just think that there are some obvious kind of gaps in the way that the blocks are. Yeah, obvious gaps. Okay. I absolutely love your builds. I'm slowly trying to work through incorporating each one of your builds somewhere in my forever world in ways I can use them as functional for a functional purpose. So Lost, is that? Oh, it's okay if Dasha, if you disappear sometimes, it's totally fine. We have Myth and Sandy at the helm. No, so Lost, do you build in survival? Is it a survival forever world or it isn't, right? It is a creative forever world, right? It can't be. You're not building all my builds in survival. I mean, you're cool. Either way, you're cool. 100% survival. I mean, someone earlier during the stream, someone asked me if anybody was crazy enough to build my builds in survival, and you're actually building all of them, or as many as you. That is, I mean, I think it's awesome, and I'm amazed that you actually do it. I think it's, yeah. I mean, in a way, I do it. So, of course, I do everything I do. Usually, I do it in creative mode. But when I have to create a build, probably multiple times. Sometimes it's for. I make one before I even start the time lapse. Sometimes I make it up on the spot. But then I have to make a tutorial where I need to build everything kind of in sections. So in a certain way, I do get to kind of go through the motions of building my builds several times. Hey, Sophia. Nice to see you. But I mean, building it is in survival. That is just that's just really really impressive. My builds are forcing you to do it. Okay, I'm so sorry. So I'm not quite sure what to do here. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, Dashi, you made Long Weaver's Keep. Yeah, I remember you making that. Yeah, I need to kind of figure out what I want to do here. So okay, I'll start by kind of adding this piece over here, or at least some of it. I think we can do that for now. But first, let's just... I think this looks better if we just take it a notch down. Yeah, I like that better. And then we probably need to do something similar here, but I think I will make this one a little bit... yeah, we'll come back to this one. We don't have to do this now. Rebecca, what are your opinions on world types? Do you plan on making a build in an amplified world, or one with larger biomes, super flat, or good initial planning, but it's too boring otherwise? That is a really good question, so Rebecca. Okay. This is also a thing I will say in the next video, but I enjoy building. My main enjoyment of when I build, or enjoyment or purpose of when I'm trying to make a build, the main thing I want to do is to create a build that people can build build themselves, or they can download the world download and then just use it as for playthrough, like a simple playthrough, where they can just go and discover things. So I enjoy that aspect, that kind of thought process. So that's what I'm trying to do most of the time. But if I want to do something like building in an amplified world, I mean, it could definitely be fun to do, because I mean that is also it is I mean, it is a world you can use as a normal kind of for a normal playthrough. So in that sense, I don't see a reason why I couldn't do it. I haven't kind of thought about doing it kind of I mean, I haven't kind of made plans or anything, but yeah, I think it could be fun in a flat world. So I do like. So what I did for the latest Utgard build, the tutorial, was to create it in a way that was. I recreated it. I redesigned it so it was much more flexible to build anywhere. So you can actually build that in a flat world. So in that way, I do like to kind of create builds that you can build anywhere, and that is both vanilla friendly or so you could place it maybe maybe even on a mountain or like a normal seat, and then just place it where you think it fits. I don't like the idea of just creating in a flat world just without anything. I know a lot of people do that I know people do that for. I mean, I don't know. Instagram builders do this a lot. They kind of create everything in an empty world, basically. So you have the build, and then it's just built there. Which is, I mean, I get why they would do that. There's nothing else to kind of take into account or to distract you. You can just have that. But I'm a bit stuck in the thought of having everything work as a part of the game, basically. That is what I enjoy doing. So this one over here is definitely too big for the staircase we're going to have here. So I'm still making a smaller window here. And I'm probably going to do the same here. Okay, again, I'm doing it again. Okay, sorry. Let me repeat that. This window over here is too big for the staircase here. As you can see, it simply extends too far over. So I will make this more narrow, and then I will probably use this design for this part here, because I want to add the extra detail. I do like the idea of adding just the frame of the window is probably bigger than the window itself. If you look at the kind of the real estate of the window itself, it's not a big window. It's just framed in a way that it makes it look much bigger than it is. So the detail kind of enhances that feeling, and that is also a good way. Just okay, let's say that you were to build this in for a particular function in your world. You could, and you didn't want like a window here. You wanted something else. Maybe you want a staircase or something that needs kind of to be in the dark. There's so many reasons why you would design this differently. If you want to kind of continue this design language, you can simply just use it as any other kind of detailing on a wall, and it's basically a fake window. You see this all the time in real buildings. I mean, it can be for different reasons, but it's not uncommon to just see parts of a build that there could be a window here, but they closed it off because there was a function that they needed the room to be working in a certain kind of way, and they didn't need a window there. So that's definitely something I would recommend if you want to have kind of a design language that kind of is something that kind of spans over the entire build, but it doesn't necessarily jive with the rooms you're making. You can always just close things off, or I mean, you could also just close it off entirely, or kind of. I mean, there are many ways of doing it. You can do it. I would probably even do something like this for some of the windows, some of the smaller ones maybe. just to have that kind of the rhythm, kind of keeping that rhythm and detail, but with a closed wall. A grand ballroom, Dasha. It could be a grand ballroom. You have actually, I mean, should it be up here then? Maybe it should be up here, because this is the brightest part of the build. Kind of up here where everything is, we have the tall windows. It could actually be something like that. I'll take that into consideration. Okay, let's redesign this one here. So just as a general thing, I would just start by seeing, okay, how much space is there even? So just taking this part here, we can simply move this. And I would want this block here to, be on the right side of this one here. So let's try and see how this looks. I think actually just by doing this, we actually solved it. Again, this is not really detailed in any real way yet, but just making this, I think something like this works. We can always come back and open this window up more, like remove one pillar here or something. Doesn't matter at this point. I'm just trying to kind of get a sense of the scale of everything. Since this is inspired by the Red Keep, maybe you should try and make the Iron Throne. Did I say that this was inspired by the Red Keep? When did I say that? I can't remember. I might have said it, but I can't remember. I have seen someone make the Red Keep in Minecraft. It is really a cool build to build in Minecraft, because of the it is kind of angled in kind of an how would you say it? An octagon, like 8 sides, and this is a kind of an easy or a natural way of building in Minecraft, actually. So an octagon, it would be 4 sides, and then the diagonal sides. So it is really, in a lot of ways, I think this is one of the more kind of, just in general, a good way of building in Minecraft, because you can, I'm not even sure I'm making this correctly, but you know what I'm trying to do. It's just so useful, because it's like almost round. It's not even round, but you can kind of get past some of the quirks in Minecraft. You can kind of trick people into building something that is round, but it isn't really round. So I think that's a good way of getting the best of both worlds. You can get kind of fairly straight walls and workable walls, while still having something that kind of feels rounded, or yeah. Okay, I will use this window on the other side. So my goal for this stream is to not kind of be too distracted by the tiniest of details. I want to try and kind of create something like this for most of the build, if I can. I don't think I can, but because I'm a yapper, according to myth. But yeah, I do think there's a place for a more calm and a place where you build in a kind of more of a slower way, more kind of where everything doesn't have to be as hectic and fast. I know it's impressive to build fast, and I mean it. I'm not saying anything bad about people that build fast. It is just a bit more. I think it's nice to look at something that isn't as chaotic when it comes to building, at least. Okay. Yes, let's try this. You should launch a server. Yes, I should launch a server, Patty. I should. I have been thinking about launching a server for a long time now, and I have been subscribing to a server host just to test it out, just to see how it works. I tried the geyser mod, MC mod that you use for crossplay between Bedrock and Java, and it worked. It seemed to work. I had several people come on, and it seems to work. There are some quirks, definitely, but in generally it should work fairly well, actually. You know full well I can listen to you explain the most mundane things all day. Aw, thank you, Myth. That is so nice of you to say. So, a tool that... So, Sandy, you mentioned, in your stream, you mentioned a tool in Axiom. The replace, or is it... is it the replace? Right-click blocks to replace them with the... this one, I think that's what the one you mentioned. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to kind of mention something about this one. Okay. So this this function here, actually, I'm actually telling the truth here. I have never tried it before. So I think what it does is it simply it's fairly obvious, but if I right click, it replaces this one with another one. So I don't have to delete it first. But the thing is, as neat as this feature is, I actually really enjoy just the old school way. I'm not saying you should do that yourself. I just really, I don't know. There's just something about having these, just placing blocks manually that is satisfying. And I don't know. It's yes, I played with. You played with most of them. I don't know. It's in a way it's a bit stupid. I know it's a bit. I mean, if I use some of the aspects of the mod, then why not use like the most kind of the more kind of useful parts of it? And I mean, it is something that is really, really useful. I just don't enjoy it. It's I mentioned this last time too, that I do enjoy kind of finding this sweet spot in Minecraft where I built with helpful tools, but still being able to kind of having it feel like Minecraft. Hope that makes sense. Okay. So I'm just trying some stuff here. I'm not sure this is something I want to pursue. And also right now, there's a big difference when it comes to how this looks. If I use Cinnabar, which is a block I intend to kind of use for all of this, I do want to convert use this as the main block. But unfortunately, there has been some. Because it's the update is totally new. That all the mods haven't been added yet. So yeah, I think that is definitely something that I will need to. Another thing I need to do, again, it happened last time too. Recording. So the good thing is the replay mod actually has a recording feature. It has been recording for the entire runtime. It records automatically, but you need to find that in the backup section of the backups folder. And I think that's a neat feature, because in a situation like this where I forget to to start, this is really useful. I don't think Flashback has that feature. Not sure. I don't think so. 6 wings, more like 6 king's wings. I think your builds are the perfect middle between architecture and Minecraft. Thank you so much. That is what I'm trying to do. I think probably a good example of that would be what is the build I'm thinking of? The first cathedral. That is a build that is, in a lot of ways, it does look like a cathedral if you just look at it in its entirety. But it is quite old school Minecraft. If you look at it up close, it looks like any normal build would, where I just use normal blocks like walls and wall blocks and like wall blocks and fences and gates, all the usual kind of normal stuff. And I do, yeah, that's definitely my approach. I want to create as, how would you put it, as wait, what am I doing? Okay. I want to make it as kind of appealing as possible up close, basically. Which is not always that easy to do, but I mean, that's just how I like to build. It's not I'm not saying it's better or worse than anything else. It's just, and I mean, right now I am a bit, I'm not convinced about what I'm doing right now, but I think it will come together in a way that will kind of, I don't know, reveal itself in a way that is more appealing. Especially, I think a lot of it is because I'm using kind of blocks I don't want to use in the way I'm using it. I do want to, I don't know, I do want to kind of mix it up a bit. I want that gradient from the reddish block to the mountain, kind of the dirt and the stone blocks. Definitely, yeah. You think my miniatures would sell a hotkey? Yeah, you know what? I have thought about getting a 3D printer. I don't know if it's better to. So I don't know how it works, because maybe you guys know this, but there might be like a service or a place where you can, because the thing is, it's also difficult to maintain like it's also difficult to maintain a shop where I would need to kind of use a lot of time to just like print bills and send them. I mean, I would need to, I don't know if it's feasible, but I mean, for the occasional build that I could sell, that could be nice. But there might be a service that actually does it for you and sends it for you, and then they get a cut for the printing part, and then I don't have to do as much extra work, perhaps. Hey, Six Wings, Ridders inspire me to build in Minecraft world. I get a lot of inspiration from your builds. Thank you for Ridders. Thank you so much, Anton. That's nice of you. That's nice to hear. It's really good to hear. And Miss says there's print on demand for t-shirts. I imagine there's something. So that's exactly what I was thinking when I mentioned this, because I know there are similar things for t-shirts and for kind of merchandise. And I will actually set up a shop. I am planning on doing that. So what I have right now, or what I have access to, is the service that is called, I think it's Fourth Wall, and the kind of the good thing about Fourth Wall, as I understand it, is that it you basically just make the designs for the t-shirts or mugs and stuff like that, and then they print it. You can kind of pick the hoodies and shirts that you want to, and then they get a cut of what is being sold, and you don't. And the good thing about that is, yeah, it's fairly obvious, but that is, I'm not sitting with a ton of t-shirts just laying there because I printed 1,000 t-shirts that I wanted to send. So I think if there's something similar for 3D printing, that could be really awesome. Okay. So my instinct is to, in a way, I think my instinct is to have this part below kind of be extruded just a bit, just to create a bit more mass underneath. I mean, it's fine to have everything straight. You can build straight walls, but I kind of like the idea of having it kind of be a bit thicker as we go down. Because, I mean, you could argue that if it's too big or too big of a wall, you would need buttresses to kind of hold it together. But that's actually not necessarily the case. It depends on how strong the walls are. So the thing about buttresses, just as a quick thing, so a buttress is an architectural element that holds a wall together, basically. I'll just show you quickly how it's used. So for the way it's used, it's basically to if you want a large window, a window is not stable. So what you want usually is something to, in between the windows, to be strong, to hold the window. So the thing about a buttress, so this is a normal buttress, looks something like this. Okay, I'm not doing it right. It would look something like this, maybe even something like this. This is a buttress. So what this does is it kind of holds this wall together. And what you see in Gothic architecture is a flying buttress. And the flying buttress, that is a hollow one, where I'm not making this to scale. This is just to show you. But a flying buttress, the reason it's flying is because you need that extra light. You want light to come through here, because, I mean, a normal buttress is stronger than a flying buttress. If you hollow this out, this pillar here is not as strong as the wall would have been, but it lets more light in. So that's why the entire kind of the entire purpose of Gothic church is to have it as light as possible. So all the windows, you're standing inside, you have this large room, it's totally lit up, and you only, the kind of the pillars between the windows are really thin, and you don't see you actually don't see the flying buttresses from outside. They're just there to hold everything together in a way that doesn't affect the lighting as much as it could have, as it would otherwise do. So it's simply a way of it's a structural thing that has become synonymous with an ornament on a building. It's something people find pleasing, and I suspect it's some deep-seated kind of reference to nature and trees and kind of things that kind of I think there's some connection in, if we're talking the kind of in psychology, how it works, which is a completely different discussion. But yeah, this is something you could add here. And yeah, I don't know. I think for now I don't want to add a lot of buttresses. I will add, I mean, these are technically, you could almost call them buttresses, but they aren't really. But I want to kind of create these sections, these wall sections. So this section here, I mean, all of this could just be extruded, like, I don't know, just one block maybe. Doesn't have to be much. So this could just be moved or copied one block further out, like so. Just to create that, just a bit of interest and a bit of kind of getting this part to not be as flat. And you can even, by doing this, now we have a, I mean, this could be used. I'm just showing you this. I mean, we could do something like this, give access to this part here, and then you have your ballroom, as Dasha is suggesting. And you want some fresh air, you go out here and you have a railing or something, a fence, and you enjoy the view. So that's the nice thing about kind of creating these small offsets here. You can create all sorts of small kind of architectural elements or kind of functional elements that actually makes it really fun to explore, which is something I really enjoy doing, kind of having the builds be explorable, maybe even having secret passages like in between the rooms. And yeah, I think that's a fun thing to add. Those look like perfect gargoyles. Yes, it's basically gargoyles. We need what can we put here as so I need an eye here and an eye here. So it's a gargoyle. No, that's not really a gargoyle, but it is meant to be a gargoyle. Which, okay, here's another kind of fun fact. The way they actually use these, if you've seen the Disney movie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I think they actually show it, but these are actually used for filtering water. So they actually use these some places for as drainage for water. Yeah, that's actually a really neat aspect. Okay, I'll do this on the other side, and then I think just for now, I think I will move. I don't want to create too much on this side before I move on to the next. So I think we have this. Okay, let's just look at it quickly. So we have the largest section up here. This matches the windows here, and we can kind of continue this all the way around. And then we have, I don't know, some sort of detailing here. But then the part below, this might be more closed off. I think this looks nice. It doesn't have to be as detailed as everything else. So this could be kind of part of it. This section here could be a bit more closed off. But already there's a bit of kind of the what you put it, the character of the build kind of begins to reveal itself, I think. Copper golems, that's actually, and you know what? We are actually, are they waxed or are they not waxed? No, they're waxed, yes. So this one would be one such candidate. This is actually, so I have tried placing this, but this is the first build I'm building in a version that includes these new features. So I haven't, I don't have this one. I haven't used this one in any of my builds. So I couldn't even tell you how to. I know you can change state. I don't know how to do that. Maybe with the Tinker tool, you can probably do that without doing it. Yeah, you can of course, do this. Or can you just right-click normally and just do it? Yeah, okay, you can just do it normally by right-clicking. But yeah, I don't know. Let's okay, let's add them, but for now let's just wait. I need to find a way to add them in a cool kind of way. Yeah, click on it. Yes, exactly. Streamer brain. I don't have a streamer brain, Sandy. That's just you. I'm totally in control here. That's right. He's walking the plank, exactly. I mean, this one. And then I need one here, and then maybe one here. Yes, exactly. You were hoping for copper golem statues. Yes, I think they work quite well here. Okay, let's try and see. Okay, I need to figure out what to do here. So this is obviously a thing that doesn't really fit with what I have here. But again, I think this is fine. I will just embrace this kind of small difference and just continue this something like this. And just, I mean, I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, by the way, is oh, we have music. It's just not really loud, very loud. Okay, this is fine for now. I think I will just add just a small piece here. So guys, what do you think is the most exciting thing about the new update? Can you, all of you, or the ones that want to, say what do you like about the new update? What's the best thing? I have to get used to the yeah, the new block. I mean, for every update, I'm always, what is the new block that is added? I mean, like the when it comes to kind of stuff like the mobs and stuff like that. I mean, it's fun to see what they add. It's not something I have had a big interest in. But yeah, I can definitely see something like the Happy Ghast when it was added. This is definitely something I will be using a lot for a playthrough in survival. I mean, but for this one, Chaos Cubes, can't say I'm excited about anything. I don't see how I'll use either Cinnabar stuff. No, I mean, I just think Cinnabar is just a. Again, it's not that Cinnabar is necessarily the most useful block. I mean, there are block colors that are more, I would say, are much more needed when it comes to filling out the gaps. I mean, like blue blocks in general is probably one of them, right? But I think the wall block, that is actually something I think is really useful. I need it because there is the brick wall. And then there's a kind of I don't know, there seems to be a gap where there should be more. The sulfur water physics, you know what, I completely forgot about that, but that's actually really, really cool. So I was on a server for the snapshot with Sandy, and we tried the new mechanics for that. And the way I'm thinking, I'm just thinking, how can I implement this in a build? And I will actually try and add this for my for the next build. I'm not sure it will work as I intended to work, but I hope it will. It's it's potentially really, really cool, but I'm not sure if it's because as I understand it, it's kind of based on it's a randomness to when it kind of ejects, or and I would like it to do it more often, and I would like it to do. I don't want to kind of place an entire kind of like 5x5 or 10x10 square of these of water just to kind of have a couple of these. For the stuff I have in mind, I would like it to be on a smaller footprint. So I'm not sure that will be an issue. Maybe it's not an issue. I need to kind of figure that out. But I think as a general visual addition to, I mean, so just as a alternative to just the normal smoke, if you want something that, I don't know, looks like smoke or something similar, that could actually be a really cool way of using it. But again, I don't know how it will work in practice. In a practical sense, I don't know if it's good to use for that. Maybe, I don't know. You can make the gas permanent if you place lava below a potent sulfur. But what does that mean? Is it permanent? Is it just going off all the time? Because if that's true, then that might be what I need, actually. Because then I could just place one block, or have one, just have it, or maybe 3, like 3 by 3 or something like that, and then just have it going crazy. Or maybe have the middle one go crazy and the other ones be a bit more random or something. Not sure. Okay. What do we have? Rebecca just finished watering the plants, and as usual, I got drenched. The water hose. You got drenched wrestling the water hose. At least I didn't hit my neighbor this time. Well, you've hit your neighbor before. That is actually a bit unfortunate. I hope you're still friends. It goes off all the time. Okay, Dasha, thank you so much for that piece of information. I think that is exactly what I need. I need something to go off all the time. Okay. I'm looking forward to experimenting with the gates and making fountains in courtyards and such. Yeah. I think it has a lot of potential. It does. This fits, I think. Yeah, something like this. Okay. I mean, we might come back and change this, but for now, I think this is okay. Let's see. I would probably just, a quick thing, I would probably take this design here. And use this design for the rest. Let's see. What is the flight speed mod called? This is integrated into Axiom. And I am not a fan of the way it's working. Well, I mean, it is better than nothing. The way it works, usually, so you can either click Alt and then simply hit the percentage. So 100, that's normal. And then you can go at 1,000, which is really useful. It's really, really useful. But the reason I don't like it is because the thing I have done, I made a shortcut. So I'm clicking on my secondary mouse button, and then I can scroll. Which, I mean, it's better than going into the menu, I think. But I have there's another mod where you can just click and it goes instantly to the desired speed, which I find much more intuitive because I usually don't want all the gradient between. I just want 2 different speeds, a fast and a normal one. And it's much quicker to use instead of scrolling just back and forth. It's quite tedious. I mean, it's a great mod. The mod has so many good things, so I'm not saying it's bad. It's a bad thing. It's just that particular feature I like better in other mods. But that mod I'm talking about, the one I usually use, that hasn't been updated since a year or so, I think. Almost a year. Which is unfortunate, because I don't find many of these mods. I think a lot of people just use this instead, but I just think it's a bit lacking compared to... Yeah, compared to the the other one. And it fits. Let's see. Look here, it just fits. And my kind of how should I put it? My pedantic brain. I don't like so. Okay, another thing you can do. Okay, just one thing. When you copy something in Axiom, it will also copy the state, which means that you can actually, just to show you here, you can create a wall block like so. Copy that wall block over here and extend it. And then you have a wall block that is unaffected. It doesn't touch here. It's completely free of this block. And you can use this for all sorts of things. It is really neat. But again, as I told you earlier, I like the idea of having everything be buildable in vanilla without being relying on stuff like this. So that's, I mean, it's not like I haven't used it. It's just I kind of prefer to mostly just keep it more vanilla-ish, basically. Okay. This part is done, and okay, let's do a quick flyby and let's see what we have. Do you have a colored gradient in mind for these towers? I do have a colored gradient in mind for these towers, but because of the way it works, because I think it's because, okay, I renamed because I save a new save game for each stream, so I can always go back to the state it was in. That's what I usually do for all my builds. I can always go back for all the iterations. But if you change the name of the save game to Six Wings Stream build number 3 or 4, the hotbar will disappear. And I had this really nice gradient. I can retrieve. I can get it back. It's not a big issue, but I did have something in mind. I think so. I can just show you what I had in mind. The thing about Axiom has a gradient helper. I'm a bit, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. The gradient helper, because so we have dirt and we have stone. These are the two blocks we need to blend everything with from below and up. And then we have, let's just take the mangrove for now, because this is the one we are using. So from, let's say we are taking the dirt. I would probably, I mean, this is not the best example. Let's try this one. Okay, this is a better example. The thing about Axiom is that the way it handles all of these gradients is it doesn't care what the block is. It can use a crafting table or, I don't know, anything. It doesn't matter. It just takes anything that will be reliably will kind of create this gradient from afar. I hate using blocks that look weird up close. I just can't do it. I'm not using redstone ore. Never. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And I'm not even that fond of kind of using logs in general either. I have done it for some builds but I usually don't want to do it as texturing. So I will probably be using like light gray terracotta. This is probably the one I will use. And probably, so the gradient I want to make here for, let's say from stone to mangrove, I would probably make something like this. So this one here, then granite, and maybe I don't even need this. Maybe I just take granite and then bricks. So even this one here, I find nice. There might be a jump between these two. So maybe the terracotta, I think. The normal terracotta. I'm not sure about this one. I will have to see it in a kind of a play on a wall. But maybe this one. I'm much more kind of conservative with the way I think about texturing and using blocks. I don't like to mix too many weird blocks in. So I usually make it more simple and try and keep it a bit more simple. So the red terracotta might also use this one later. I'm not sure. This might be brighter, but it's also more saturated. So there are two things to keep in mind. There is saturation. Well, there are three things. There's the hue. What color is it? Is it more reddish, more bluish, or more orange or yellowish? Is it saturated? Is it like full of color, basically? So the granite is not very saturated, whereas the terracotta is more saturated. And if you take concrete, it's very saturated. But if you took this gradient I made here and took out all the color of this, you would see the value. And the value, that is also really important. I would actually say it's probably more important than the others. It depends on the color and coloring. But if one of these blocks is a lot brighter, this kind of can stand out more than the color just being off. So you kind of need to experiment a bit. But yeah, I think my main kind of texturing idea was something like this. I don't even think I used terracotta. I don't think so. What I can do now is take this gradient here and see, okay, is there anything between these two I can use? And this one suggests all kinds of different. So stripped could be used, stripped mangrove. I could use the red terracotta, but I think the red terracotta, I think it's because it's brighter than mangrove, and maybe it can be used. So maybe we can do something like this, or like this, maybe. It depends. But yeah, then the terracotta is shown here. So yeah, but it could be something like this. This is not half bad, I think. And then I want to fade this into. So if you've seen the first thumbnail, I made a fade into kind of black or Bloodstone or something like that. So I think I want to have that on top, just for the upper part. And then, of course, I also need some kind of gradient for the stone I just mentioned. And I think it's not that far from mangrove, but we can just see here. Yeah, it's probably something like, I mean, some coral block could be useful, maybe, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see about that. Maybe from this part, from the light gray terracotta, this might be a kind of a good middle block to kind of go from that and then over to granite, or maybe even, yeah, I would say granite here might actually be not be half bad. And then you actually then you can just continue the one we just had before, right? So this one actually seems quite nice. Something like that. That was the long answer. To be fair, I used to do that when I first played, when they stopped having them right in front of your face. Okay, I missed the other comment. Okay. I don't use mud blocks enough. I often forget about them. Yeah, I mean, I use them quite a lot. I mean, my first instinct is to actually use mud bricks for this build, like I did for the Crestling Castle, because it's there's so much dirt in this mountain here, so it's just a natural progression from this to mud bricks. And mud bricks might actually also be kind of a middle block that could be used here. I actually think that's now that I think about it, this might be useful. Maybe here, actually. Could be, perhaps. Yeah. The Sanctum, yes, the Sanctum also has a lot of that. Yeah, okay, I'm yapping again. Could you believe it? Okay, let's just quickly... Okay, what I want to do is to create this part here on the other side. So let's see... I'll just do something like this. Oh, okay, I did it. For now, let's just copy this on the other side and just see how it looks. We don't have to... I mean, we can change things up. It doesn't have to be the same. Just for now, it's just fine to use this. I know this one gets copied too, but this is just a initial design thingy. Okay, just from what I can see here, just a quick thing. What we've been doing over here is to kind of add a bit of extra volume for the parts further below, and I might add even more. But it's nice to do this here because we have a lot of mountain to work with. Over here we don't have as much, so I mean we have some. So maybe it isn't an issue because I could just extend this to the block here or something like that. So for right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying if I begin to add all sorts of kind of different wall blocks and layers to this wall here, we might end up making it too thick. So this is maybe a part that needs to be different than the other side, perhaps. Okay, let's see. I need to... Yeah, right now I'm stuck in a very fast moving mode, so it's difficult to navigate. I think something like this could work. You got to run, Lost. Thanks for being here. It was awesome that you came. I hope you come next time. Actually, okay, maybe you're already gone, but I will actually stream this Saturday because I have been invited onto a server. I don't know anything about the server, but I have been invited to a server for a tour and some games. I mentioned this on the Discord. It's called the Adorn server. I don't know anything about the server, so it might be fun. But yeah, from what I can see, there are a couple of names I recognize. Not many, just 2 names I recognize, I think. Yeah. So if you would like, you could join me there or come next Thursday. So this is a weekly thing. So I will be doing this again and again and again, as long as I want to. 009, I finally caught a stream. Love your builds. Thank you so much and welcome. Rage Rex, which mod are you using? I use World Edit. So this is actually Axiom. I also use World Edit. World Edit is good for many things, in my opinion. I use Axiom right now, and I use it for most stuff. I use it more just for the general copying of things. I think it's really useful. Yeah, I think it's I can recommend it very, very much. Yeah, Axiom is the mod. But yeah, I'll be there on Saturday. I am a bit nervous because whenever I need to play games, I mean, so I was invited on Sandy's server where there was a game. It's a bit like Decked Out. I think it's called the original, but it's a bit like that. And I mean, it was fun, actually. It was fun. But I don't know how you feel about kind of playing games with people you don't know. There's a bit of, I don't know. How can I say it? There's a part of me that's a bit socially anxious, just a tiny bit. I mean, it's I'm sure it's going to be fun, but just the the idea of coming onto a server and then you kind of have to pay attention to all the people there, and then also play a game you never played before. I'm sure it's going to be fun. Okay, let's see. Okay. yeah, I'm just copying this part here. And we can see, I mean, I usually try and just get the big strokes in place first. Usually, it's not well, the thing is, when I say that I do something, then I immediately think of a scenario where I don't do it that way. So it's not like I do it the same way each time, but I do like to kind of lay out some of the main parts first and then see how everything fits together, and then you can always go back and kind of detail it further or change things. I think that's generally a good way of doing it. So for this part here, let's just, for now, I think, let's just copy the entire thing, and then we can see if we need to kind of change it up. And of course, if you guys have any questions, I mean, I'm sure you are really great builders, all of you. I think one thing I think is that I kind of feel is that a lot of people, they you have make these great builds and stuff, but then I see what they build, and what they build are actually not that far from what I'm building in a lot of ways. Of course, my builds are usually bigger, and maybe that's the part that kind of stands out. It is that I'm maybe good at kind of getting a sense of the scale of it. There's just so many things where I feel like, I mean, I don't think I'm not saying it's not special, but there's just a lot of things that I do that are fairly standard in the way I can detail and build things. So I think it in a lot of ways it should be easy enough for you to kind of, I mean, not easy, that's the wrong word, but it should be doable to kind of pick up some of the things I'm doing and then kind of applying it to what you're doing for your builds. I think that's that's generally something that I think most of you could or are capable of. Building your Emerald Cathedral in Survival, that's awesome, Coded. That's awesome. That is one of the better tutorials, in my opinion, of the ones I made, because I made this kind of after. So even though the mausoleum, actually also the sanctum, but the mausoleum is one of the most popular series. I think it has a lot of flaws compared to the newer ones, where I add information. The way I add information is generally better in the newer ones. But yeah, in the end, it's all about the build. So even though some info might be missing, I think the most important thing is this a build that is worth building or nice to build. So even the best tutorial won't save a bad build. So I think that's in the end the most important part. I wish I could paint. Building is an enjoyable way to depict some lovely places that I dream about. Yeah. I don't have any examples now, but I would love to kind of. I don't paint a lot, but I have fallen in love with painting over the last couple of years, and I think watercolor. It's kind of a thing. The thing about watercolor is it can be difficult to handle because it's so kind of unruly, or what would you say? It's a really it kind of has a mind of its own. But the good thing about that is that it can create all sorts of random things that makes everything much more exciting. So so when you think about this, is just a tangent, but when you think about painting in general, you usually think you have your you have your paint. So you have, let's say, your red and blue paints. These are watercolors, and you can mix them, and then you mix them, and then depending on how much you mix them, you get a certain color. And that is true. I mean, that is mainly true for most paints. But the thing you can do with the aspect that is granularity of that, which means that, just to show you, just trying. These are granulated colors. This means that they have can it focus? Maybe it's because of my face. Okay, now I can focus. These are made up of different pigments, and the pigments they chose for these colors are deliberately granulating pigments, which means that when they get mixed together, they mix and create a color, but adding water to it creates all sorts of kind of texture. It's almost like texturing, where it creates all these kinds of weird patterns and things. And it's such a nice way of kind of using the color, because you can create something that's actually quite easy to, when you get the hang of it, it's actually quite easy to do, but it's just it just looks like you put a lot of work into it. So it's almost like a cheat code. So I would actually look into that. It's called well, you can do it yourself. Those are just colors that are pre-mixed, basically. Convenience colors is what you usually call that. Yeah, and I think it's a really good way of getting into painting, because you can create all sorts of weird things that is really good for building, for architecture, particularly. I think for walls and moss and stuff like that, and all sorts of weird effects you can make. It's perfect for painting nature, for the chaos, and yes, I think it is used a lot for nature. But it also has, I think watercolor has a bit of a bad rep, not a bad rep necessarily. It's just people kind of associate it with a certain style of painting that is a bit kind of washed out, and I think it doesn't have to be like that. You can make watercolor much less. You can create watercolor that is really kind of saturated. You don't have to. It is very versatile in that sense. So I would definitely recommend that. More blending over layering. Yeah, definitely, because with something like oil painting, you have to do a lot of layering, and compared to that you can layer. The way what I like to do when it comes to watercolor, I like to paint all the shadow parts, and then from there I will let's just see. From there I will add the color on top of it. So it's actually and there is a really, I wish I remember his name, but on Instagram there is a really great painter that does this technique I just explained, and it's just perfect for architecture. It's such just by looking. I mean, his shorts or kind of videos or reels, I would just really recommend just watching those, because there's so many things that he shows that are extremely useful. I will try and post it on the Discord later. I can't remember the name of the artist. And I from my paintings, some of the paintings I have shown a bit in my videos, not much, but I have some paintings where I use that technique, and it's really it's such a nice way of of painting, and actually like fairly easy compared to how good it looks, I think. Okay, let's just make another one of these. I know it's a bit monotonous what I'm doing here. I think this is just to get a bit of detailing. I think this part here needs to... I'm not sure actually. Okay, let's try this. I don't want to have windows all of these places, so I will probably close some of these off just to so now it happened. You can see here there are 4 blocks here, which is my worst nightmare. It's an even number. What a horrible thing. What a horrible thing. You can't really the more you kind of subdivide things, eventually you have parts that are an even number. So I shouldn't complain. I shouldn't complain. Yeah, watercolor can definitely be elegant, and it is really elegant. But it's also really another thing why I think it's the best kind of sketching tool when it comes to painting. It's much easier to handle because it just dries out. You have your pans, so just I can show you more of my stuff I'm having. So this is my I use for painting. So these are pans, and you can just fill in. These are very dark. They're not actually dark. They will become much lighter when why doesn't it want to focus? I don't know why. Okay, but you can just take these out, put other colors in, and just take the tubes, just fill them, and they just dry out, and then you just use water and then paint, and then you can just dry again, and you're good to go. You don't need to do anything else. It's you can have it in your backpack if you want to. I actually have. Okay, this is cute. So this one, it's actually a whiskey bottle. I mean, it's not technically a whiskey bottle, but it is. You can have. So this is 8 colors, and then I have my pencil and my pen, and then I can have water inside the bottle, and I can use that for in the kind of the what is it called? This kind of bucket here, and then just put water in, and then I'm good to go. I have all I need. I mean, they're quite small, my my papers here, but if you have a notebook or something, you can use that. So there's no excuse. If you're going on a trip, you can always paint with something like this. It's actually called a whiskey painting because of they used to have whiskey bottles. I mean, normal whiskey bottles, and use that as instead of water, because they were sitting in the pub or something, and then they painted it with watercolors, and then they just used the whiskey because why not? So that's actually why it became a thing, really. It's very convenient, yeah. You're so awesome. Oh, you're awesome, Milim. And welcome. I haven't seen... Is this your... Maybe you just showed up. I mean, the others can tell you I'm not the best at catching all the comments, but, well. Perhaps I'm not the worst. I think I... Oh, wait. Okay, let's see. Okay, I actually... So, the general... Okay, let's just go through this. let's just go through this and see what we are dealing with here. So in general, we need to create a bridge. At some point, I want to bridge the gap from here to this place here, and this will actually be our entrance to the castle. You will walk through this village here, over a bridge, up through the tower, over the bridge, up the tower, and over the bridge, and into this volume here. This will be the main staircase here. This will go all the way up to the ballroom, right, Dasha? The ballroom, where there's going to be a lot of ballroom dancing, hopefully. and then you have all the other rooms downstairs. I'm not sure about yet what they are going to be used for, but yeah, I don't know. It needs to be. I need to figure out kind of while building what is the best use of these rooms, because it has to make sense. I don't want to enter through the ballroom and then let that be the first thing you see. I mean, it could be, unless it's more of a foyer or kind of an atrium where you walk in and it can be used for some occasions. You can kind of convert it into a ballroom, a dancing room. Yeah, I'm sticking with the ballroom, Dasha. No, I mean, I usually like to kind of think a bit about how to, what to use the different rooms for, but we're not there yet. Right now, it's just nice to kind of think about it. And then, of course, we will have a lot of rooms here. Maybe this could be in a secondary staircase. You can never have enough staircases. So this could be a secondary staircase here. I think that works well. And then this part here, I think this will be an extension of the main room here. This could be just a minor room or kind of a transition room into the bridge. And here, I think this part here will be one big corridor of sorts. I don't know what to put in there, but I think I will open it up. I think it works better to have these work as windows instead and have this be a bit more open, because in the end it would look more or less the same if it's open or not open. So what if I'm scared of heights? Hey Sati, hey, welcome. I mentioned, so Sati is the one that's hosting the Saturday server event, and I'm nervous because I'm not good at games, Sati. So you have to take good care of me when I join. I don't want to be made a fool of. I'm actually not that bad. I mean, I hope not. We'll see. Depends on the game. I want to say thank you for your great tutorials. I built a mausoleum and sanctum in survival. That is fantastic. And now I start to create something on my own thanks to your inspiration. That is awesome. That is my main, the main thing I want is people to kind of take the things I have, the things I do in my tutorials and then apply it to their own. Because this is what, okay, I know this is a tangents upon tangents, but the thing I heard someone say it, I won't say the name of, well, I can't remember the streamer who said it, or the YouTuber, but they were kind of not against tutorials, but they were kind of saying it's important to show people how to build instead of what to build. And I, as a sentiment, I completely get what they were saying. It's not that I don't agree with it. Because you want people to kind of create their own stuff. I think that is, that is the goal in the end. If that's what you want, of course. Because there are people that look at it more like a Lego set. They want to kind of make this, and they don't necessarily want to create their own stuff. But just for the sake of the people that do want to learn how to build, I think following a tutorial like this, I think there are so many things you will learn while building it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to follow like a 16-hour tutorial. I don't know how long my tutorials are, but 16 hours of tutorials and spent half a year building a build to learn how to build. You don't have to do that. You can do that by other means, but if you do it, I'm sure you will learn a lot. And also, the way I create my tutorials is I try to break up the build in a way that is easily understandable. So when you build, you understand all the section that is made of, and you kind of psychologically think about how the build is kind of demystified in a way. So throughout the process of building, you will be more familiar with kind of how the scale of everything, and you can but you can apply some of these things to your own builds. I think that's I think it's a really good way of learning. It is a time-consuming way of learning, and there are other ways of learning, definitely. And I would never say just build tutorial or just follow tutorials. Definitely watch guide videos and get inspiration for all in a lot of different ways. I think that's definitely useful. Oh, so much progress made already. Yeah, I mean, I try. What have you all said? It's a very easy game. Oh, now I can sleep at night again, Sase. I am glad that it's easy games. I don't. I mean, I'm sure it's fun either way. I'm only being a bit silly. I'm sure it will be a lot of fun. But yeah, it can be a bit. I mean, well, I'm not even sure I've talked to some of the other people that are coming on Saturday, maybe, but I mentioned earlier, I did recognize a couple of names. Yeah, we'll see. Dasha, you mentioned the bridge in Paris that kind of has kind of the aspect of this. I think you're right. Maybe I can do some kind of I don't know, get inspired by that bridge and try and see if there's something I can I can use from it, perhaps. So even though we have this room underneath this corridor, I will definitely want some kind of passageway on top, and have that be. I definitely want to have something here. I don't know how it's going to be in the end, and I mean this here. I don't think it's. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I think maybe I will make the gap twice as large. Just instead of having the same kind of rhythm follow, maybe just breaking that up a bit will actually make it. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It's fun to kind of take a step back and see if. To kind of look at the build and see if there's anything that could be. Work better when you see it from afar, because I think both parts are important for my builds. I want things to look nice up close, but also from afar. Yeah, no Cinnabar yet. So yeah, I talked about this earlier. I definitely want to. The mods, as Myth is saying, so all the mods like Axiom, but even more importantly, the recording mods like Flashback and what is it called? The replay mod. They are not updated as well. I'm pretty sure they're not. So, and I want all of this to be. I do want all of this to be recorded so I can make some kind of video out of it. I'm not sure yet if I will, but maybe a short or maybe it could be a part of a video for something else where I talk about building in general and use this as a case study for anything. Maybe all the yapping all my yapping for for all these streams can be condensed into kind of some wisdom. I mean, between all the useless talk, there might be a single good lesson, right? I'd suggest making the sections on the second floor on the bridge grow taller towards the middle or something like that. You know what? I actually think the opposite. Just to be a bit. I'm not sure yet. Oh, okay. Another thing. I actually don't want. I probably will move this just one. I would want the middle. No, wait. Oh, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's fine. It's just right now. It's no. I think this is fine. I think so. What I mean is, I might actually have them go up in this direction instead. So because I will have a tower here, or a building that will kind of come up this part here, it might even be some kind of tower. And then here I need some kind of round build or something. I'm not sure yet, but something. So having these kind of I need the English name for them, but the structure up here, it could be nice to have them kind of rise to kind of meet the buildings and on each side, perhaps. Success. Yeah, 6 streams, 6 says, 6 drinks, 6 sings. There's so many versions of it. Okay, I'll just copy this one on to the other side, and then I mean, I think this is also fine for now, just for this. Not. I don't mean in for the stream, just for this part here. I just wanted to add a bit of extra detail, just to kind of get a sense of the scale of it. And yeah, it is a bit simple. It's just one block type and then brick walls. Everything else is just a mangrove. So this is definitely something that will be more interesting going forward with by adding different, both for texturing, but also for definitely also for just having different blocks for different detailings. So, 6 drinks. Yes, 6 drinks will be, I don't know, a cocktail channel where I kind of mix drinks. I think, Sandy, you're good with drinks, I think. Better than me, so you can come on as a guest and then we can mix drinks and... I don't know. I mean, by the laws of comedy, if you have a name, that name, you need to create the channel, so... Podcast reveal, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, podcast. That would be intimidating. A drinking game, yeah, for you, not for me. If I was playing like survival and I was to drink each time I died, then that won't be pretty. Okay. What do we need to do here? I think, okay, let's just take just a quick... we just repeat this over here just to have this part be kind of finished, just to have something to add. We'll finish the bottle quickly, yes, yeah, Sandy. I think that's true. I think, but okay, just to be fair, when we played together, Sandy, in hardcore, you were the one that wanted to go out and seek the danger. I was the one that wants everything to be planned ahead, carefully. Just take it slow. So I mean, I guarantee you, if I'm doing hardcore alone, I would not die as fast. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay. Wait. Okay. Something like this. Maybe. Is it correct? This should be, yeah. But I'll just, okay, just a second. I'll do like this, and then if we delete this part here, I think it's easier to I think this works better, yeah. All those repeating sections with the narrow elements remind me a lot of Westminster Palace. That's actually not. That's actually true. Yeah, definitely. So I encourage people to repeat stuff. That's kind of become my motto. It's yeah. I mean, it's mainly because it's something that you just need to do when you build my tutorials, because there's so many repeating parts. But in general, also as a kind of a way of thinking about building, I think it's really useful to think about to think about kind of elements as almost as assets. Like if you were to design a video game, you make assets that you copy around, and of course you want to change things up a bit, but having some kind of just this design here, having this kind of be how would you put it? Be a part of all kinds of aspects of the build will make the design language of the build much more coherent. So it's a way of it's easier to kind of manage, I think, in a lot of ways, but it's also a lot easier to build, because you're just repeating. It's easy to understand why it's made that way. So yeah, I think it's a good way of, and of course you can. I mean, there are things you can change while building, but I just think it's a really useful tool in general. Okay. What do we have here? I think, okay, let's copy this one over here, and let's just, okay, I will ignore, because, okay, this part here doesn't really fit with the wall I made here, but because I just made these walls, there's nothing wrong with just expanding this part on this wall here and just moving it a bit. The only thing that kind of, where there might be a thing, is this part here, but I mean, I could also just extend this further down, or I mean, there's so many ways we can change this up. In general, I think having this part be a bit wider, I think works great. That what makes it fun, chaos. Yeah, I mean, that is true. That is true. I think. I mean, chaos is not. I mean, you have to balance it a bit, Sandy. But I mean, I'm also exaggerating a bit. You're not that chaotic in general. You get bored by just strip mining or something like that. You want to kind of get out and get out and meet people, as you do in Minecraft. Having the bridge connect to an overgrown atrium would be cool, with twists and vines coming down from the mountain a bit. Yeah, I think it could actually be really cool to add a bit of... Hey, Dippy! Hello! Yeah, I think weathering a build is a really good way of just making it instantly more interesting. I think that's definitely a good idea. Yeah, Dippy, we were building. Yeah, you were here last time, I think, and I'm just continuing the build basically, and we are at the point where I'm simply trying to kind of I'm copying or kind of finding a designs I like, and then just finding the places that are appropriate for these designs. So here, this one, can this fit here? I think it can. I think this is actually okay. Even though we have a wall here, I think this is fine. 6 is the concerned parent, and Sandy is the ADHD child. You just described the dynamic perfectly, Dasha. This is exactly how I think about Sandy and me. But yeah, I can also be a bit childish sometimes. But of course, I would never be childish on stream here. This I'm professional, so. Okay. So I think, okay. This is definitely, so what I mentioned this the last time, that I found this part over here a bit unbalanced compared to this part, especially from this angle here. I think from the front, it looks, for some reason, probably because this is closer to us, I think this works better. But what I want to do here is probably to add, to kind of have this part be less unbalanced. I would like to add a tower here, and I don't know when I'm gonna reach world limit, the world height limit here. I'm not sure actually. So just to check, let's just try and see, because it could be fun just to see if it's doable, because one of the things that if you build big, you will hit the height limit in much sooner than you would like, and yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something you have to think about. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's do this, and then this is only for checking. So okay, this is the height limit. But I mean, still, I think this is actually not that bad. So if you imagine that this tower over here will hit the height limit over here in some way or another, and then the part over here will be shorter. It would be wider and shorter, and then I think that might add a bit to the balance up here. We'll see. I'm not sure yet, but I think this will be. Yeah, I think this will work out just fine. I think. But yeah, I think what I want to do is to have. I do like the idea of having some of these parts here be less detailed. So I have to think about which ones. I'm not sure yet. I think, yeah, you can probably do a bit of a mixture, but sometimes you need to see it before you can kind of have an opinion on the matter. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah. What a myth! Don't you think I'm proper? I'm very proper and mature. Okay, you got me. I'm. I know I can be. I know I can. I wouldn't say improper, but. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, so I'm not really sure about what I'm doing here. I'm not really sure. I actually think for now, let's just not do the gargoyles here, and let's just see. Okay, we can just see how it works with just copying this part and see how. So this actually fits quite nicely here, I think. And over here, if we copy this part here on the other side, this might be too wide. Well, maybe not. But I don't. Well, okay. We'll do it like this. And then instead of having these two here, we will mimic the upper pillars here, and by simply having those pillars be here instead. And this one we can remove this one. We can move this one over here and delete. Oh, I'm just copying. We could just move it. But this works quite well, having kind of these three different rhythms going on. So we have the more open area on top, and then we have these details here, and then a more kind of simple detailing below. And then, so I don't know here. I think we will change this for the bottom part. I don't know where, but at some point I will change this and have this be. I mean, I will have windows in these, but it won't be as open as this one up here. I mean, I consider these rooms down here to be more like kitchens, dormitories, or maybe even barracks, or something that, of course, you need light, but maybe you don't need it to be as open as what we see up here. Maybe just a couple of smaller windows, and have the walls be the defining part of the kind of the look of it. Yeah, the mods. I have so many mods that they are the chat. All in all, a really awesome person. Are you talking about me? Okay. Let's just make this a little bit prettier just for now, and then yeah, let's try and see. But yeah, so I teased something I want to do in Sandy's stream. I might have mentioned it to some of you before. I'm not quite sure, but I want to bring on people, other YouTubers, other streamers on my stream. And I have a couple of people in mind. I have some builders in mind, some streamers / builders. So I want kind of a general I want a mix of different kind of people to come on. And I mean, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for each of these streams, but I definitely want to. Building will probably be the main focus, and which makes sense, of course. But it doesn't have to be rigid necessarily. It could be a lot of different things we could do. But I do want to kind of bring people on and talk about how they build, and maybe do it in a way that is it doesn't have to be a competition. I'm more interested in how people. So, for instance, Sandy, my friend Sandy, she is on the list of people I want to bring on, and there's a build that we have that she has some insight to, and that build is not finished yet. I made that build for a video, and the video, I needed to make the video quickly, but I didn't have like endless amounts of time, so I ended up just cutting it short. Most of the build was done, but some of the interior is missing. It's actually, I think, only the interior is missing, and not the entire interior, just like some of the rooms. And I think this is a perfect opportunity to bring Sandy on, because Sandy is actually really good at building like interior. That's actually something she enjoys, and she has made videos, tutorials also about building in like interiors. And I think that's actually that's actually what I mean, I enjoy it, and I it's fine. I do it for all my builds mostly. Almost all my builds have interiors. But it's not something I do enjoy, the architectural kind of the solid parts of building more in general. And yeah, this means that we're much more kind of on an even playing field, I think, me and Sandy, for something like this. This is something where I can definitely learn from her way of doing it, and we can just build together, and it doesn't have to be like a competition of who's the best or anything. It's just a fun time and chatting, and maybe just so there are a lot of things I could ask about when it comes to building in survival. I mean, I have played survival, but it's been a while, and there's so many things that I would like to know about building in survival on a server, for instance. And so I think there are many kind of questions and things that I find really interesting to explore. So yeah, I do want to bring other people on. I have others in mind too, and I don't know. People could suggest someone. I mean, Grian, Mumbo. Hey, Amity. Welcome. I'm thinking smaller channels like Grian and Mumbo could benefit from coming on a big stream like mine. But yeah, that could be really fun to kind of get people on and have all sorts of different streams, and definitely have people show me around their builds. I would love that. Hey Luna, what's up? Welcome. I'm just flying around and kind of thinking about what to do next. The build here is it's a long way from being finished, but I am kind of trying to get an idea of the general kind of design language I want to use. I think the two windows over here, I think they should be mimicked on the other side in some way. Let's see. Yeah, Sandy, I can't wait either. I think it will be really fun, and I really think on, and you know why I explained it to you, but I think on multiple levels, this is, I think, a really great way of getting, tying up loose ends for things I didn't finish, and having you come on for something that is actually something you enjoy doing, and then on top of that, having something that is also a bit your style. Without spoiling too much, it is more of a kind of a thing that actually is not too far from something you would build yourself. Can I say something? Yes, you have my permission to say something. A collab with Sinner might be interesting. He is great at organics and color in general in Minecraft. I must be totally honest with you. If I see his channel or a video of his or her out, or he, okay, I might recognize that person, but it doesn't ring a bell. That is another thing you might not know. I am very new to the entire Minecraft community as a kind of in general. I mean, I didn't know a single Minecraft YouTuber before or streamer before COVID. So yeah, I am very much behind on all lore and well, not all, because I have been watching like Hermitcraft. I mostly watched back in 21, I think. Yeah, and then the rest is history. But yeah, in general, it's yeah, we don't do promotions in general here. So, but if you have something you want to show, go on to if it's relevant for Minecraft, go on to my Discord. You can find the links in my Discord link is in all my videos in the description. You can go there and then you can just post it. There's a self promo channel. You can just go there and just post your stuff and I will see it. I'm very active. I mean, fairly active on my Discord, so definitely just do that. That you can do. Yeah, I trust your judgment when it comes to that. I just don't know. There's just so many creators I don't know. What am I doing? Okay. Hey Shreen, welcome. You missed the last stream. Okay, I can show you what we're building. I am building the same thing I'm building for all my streams. And this is basically this structure here. You can see, if you saw the thumbnail, you can basically see the kind of the main building and how it's supposed to look. So the unfortunate thing is we don't have we have Cinnabar now, but the mods are not updated to kind of the mods are not updated yet. So in general, I couldn't update the game to use Cinnabar, but I want to convert all most of the blocks here will be converted to Cinnabar. I think it will be kind of primarily a Cinnabar build, and then of course I will kind of create a gradient that will basically go from the mountain up and kind of some kind of gradient like you can see here. I will add, and you've probably seen Crestline Castle. It's not too far from the design philosophy of that build. I'm trying not to build the same thing again. And I don't know how you feel in general. I mean, all of you. I mean, sometimes you can it feels like you almost revert to a certain way of building, like you're an autopilot, and then you just build the way you usually build, and then you kind of step back, and then you kind of think to yourself, haven't I just built this before? and I mean, for this build, the way I'm thinking about it is exactly like in Crestling Castle, and I begin to look at this and I can see the similarities already. So I will try to make. I mean, one thing that's different is of course the coloring, but I will try to not kind of repeat the rooftops and try to make something that is a little bit, I don't know, a little bit different. Yeah, definitely post something on my Discord instead. Oski, just to know, I love all your videos. I tried building the cathedral in your survival for the 2-week Minecraft phase. While sadly I didn't finish it. It was 10 out of 10 experience. Thank you. I mean, I don't blame you. It's such a large build, so I definitely don't blame you if you don't finish it. I mean, that's completely understandable. Yeah, nothing wrong with not finishing a build. I mean, hopefully you learn something and can use some of the lessons from it. Yeah, for other things going forward. I think that's yeah, that's definitely a silver lining. Please, I mean, please say my name. I will just say artist. Hello, artist. Oh yeah, thank you, Myth. Yeah. So, awesome. I think there are no better mods than you guys. Okay, I need to, because there's so many things we could do here. I actually think instead of trying to perfect some of the smaller details, I think it would be nice to add the broad strokes of the towers, because this will make the build in general be much more kind of proportionally correct in terms of the final build, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing is I will simply just finish this part here, and then let's see. Let's just take this part here and copy this part here, and then we're gonna flip it over here. Something like this. This doesn't look very nice, but it doesn't matter. Just do like this. It's just so I have a platform to work from. So if you have seen the first image from the first stream, in that image I actually showed kind of the general vision I had while it was a really quick sketch. But yeah, quick sketches are often very good, good for building, because you don't commit to anything. I mean, everything is kind of everything is, in a way, everything is how would you put it? It's vague enough for you to make decisions that are. I mean, you can make decisions later that won't affect the overall kind of idea, but you still have kind of an outline of what you want to do. Oh, look at this. This is the unfinished corridor. It won't look like this, but hey, maybe I'll make the back rooms. Hey, Stonks, welcome. Great to see you. No, I think this will be. I want a lot of light to come through. So all these windows here, you can see from the outside, they will be opened up so you can see through. I think this will be an awesome. I actually think the kind of angled nature of it is actually really cool for kind of the experience of walking through this part. I think that I'm actually excited for building this. was I saying? I can't remember. Yeah, you were doing stuff. That's okay. That's okay. That is a-okay. Okay. Yeah, each time I start to build, I kind of fiddle around and do stuff that isn't really as necessary, like this at this point in time. So this is just a habit. But what I want to do here is to create just the main strokes of the towers. So for this part here, I want to create something that resembles the tower I made for the what is it called? The thumbnail sketch, basically. And what I want to do here is something that is a bit like the top part of the mausoleum. Not exactly like that, but a bit like that. So just for a quick test here, let's try with 3 times 3. And this is just to see how everything looks. I'm not sure this will be proportioned this way, but we can see if it works. And now we can rotate this and place it over here. And already we should be able to see if this works or not. Yeah, it could work just fine, but it's not exactly what I want. I want these to be closer together, or more equally close together. So I think just moving them 1 block inwards might be enough. Because then, yeah, this is much better. It's not perfect, but it is better. Yeah. We could even, well, this also depends on the fine kind of how I want things to look or end up looking. I might actually, okay, I will do something here. I will create here, and then this can always be undone. This is just, I'm just trying to see how this will look, and then I'm basically just thinking out loud. So if you have questions of what I'm actually doing, then just ask. But yeah, let's try and I'm of course creating 8 of these. Wait, am I doing something wrong here? Yeah, I can see what I'm doing. I needed. I think this is correct, right? Let's see. Let's see. Do you have any interest in Minecraft mod packs or just vanilla? I have interest in it. So it really depends on what we're talking about. Your color's getting worse. Oh, so Dasha, if you need to head off, just do it. I think we're good here. At this point in time, I have a stream for 3 hours. 3? Yes, 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. I think we are good when it comes to moderation. So you can just, whenever you want to dip, you can just do it. But yeah, interest in mod packs. I mean, I do have interest in mod packs, but so generally I do want to create stuff that is okay. Generally, so tutorials, that's one thing. That's one aspect of me wanting to create something that is more vanilla. But I also don't want to come back in 10 years, open an old build, and then wonder what mods I used to create that build. I like the idea of being able to open a build, and then it was designed for for vanilla Minecraft, because and with everything taken into account, so I don't need to. That's just a general kind of a general approach, or how would you say it? Just a general kind of it feels better in my mind. Imagine 6 in RLCraft. Yeah, even you saying that, I don't even know what that is. So now you know how little I know about mod packs. Which is also a thing that, okay, I don't know about you guys, what your algorithm shows you guys, but I keep seeing videos about Minecraft being bad updates, and there's nothing new, and so of course each of us would have different takes on that, and depending on how much you played the game, maybe that will change, or that will change, I'm guessing. But for me, because there's so many parts of the game I haven't explored, so I feel like I just started playing Minecraft in a way, because I'm basically just doing what I did all these years ago. I'm simply using blocks and just not really engaging with a lot of what's actually in the game, which means that I also have kind of okay, let's just okay, this is the word. Okay, I could just check. Yeah, this is limit, the height limit. So this doesn't need to be this large, but okay. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say that I don't I don't feel that at all, and this is maybe it's just me. I just there's so many unexplored aspects of Minecraft that I feel like I whoa. Look at that. Imagine if it crashed and I couldn't undo that. That would have been terrible, guys. Terrible. Okay. Yeah, been there with water, and yeah, Emity. It's actually because okay, so Emity, I don't know how much you've been using Axiom, but the thing is, if you select 2 parts, if you just if you just click over here instead of there, now you certainly have. I mean, this is you can easily make that mistake. It is, it's a dangerous tool, not to be used lightly. You are the best builder in the world. That's too much. I hope I'm okay. I hope I'm good enough. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I want to quickly say that I think it's a... Oh, wait. What is happening here? I can't... Wait, is there something... Oh, I know what happened. I think I know what happened. Look at this, I can't... Wait, now I can. That's weird, I couldn't... For some reason I couldn't select it. Okay, I don't know, a glitch maybe. No, I was just gonna say that I think it's a mistake to say that one builder is the best of all, because if you look at the entire landscape of Minecraft building, look at this. Why can't I click on this? I can't click on it. Why? There's something wrong. I can't. This is how it happened before the incident. Okay, I can do like this, and then I can do like this, and then... Okay. No, sorry. I was just going to say that in general, there are so many okay, try and look at Minecraft builders as painters that each have their own style of building. I think that's a really useful way of thinking about it, because if you see painters, then it's a bit difficult to kind of it's difficult to just compare painters and say this painter is better than another, because one painter paints in one style and another painter in a different style. And I think that's very much the same with Minecraft. I think that's this is really irritating. There are so many ways of building that actually. So okay, look up the builder called Massive Spec. He is a builder I have been in contact with. I want to bring him on. He's a bit hard to get a hold of, but he has. So his way of building. If you look at his build and I say theme park style building, you probably know what I mean when you see it. Because and it's not in a demeaning way. It's really he's a really, really good builder. I think he makes awesome builds, but it is kind of it is a really kind of that's okay. For some reason, it's really janky, or wait, it's because I know what it is. I can't select it from above. I need to select it from the side. At the height limit, you can't do this. You need to select it from here. Okay. But his way of building is really, I wouldn't say unique, because I think there are other builders that build like he does. But he is really, you would never think that, well, because he doesn't build realistically, is not really as good as something else, because he's really good at what he does. And I think that's a really nice, or kind of, I really love that about Minecraft. It's not about being, the way I've kind of phrased it in one of my videos is that it's more of a landscape than a scale, because it's much more about a landscape of different builders. You can be really, really good in one field of building, in sculpturing, or building trees, or building realistically, or building fantasy, or building modern builds. And yeah, I just think it's generally I just think it's really it just makes more sense in my mind to think about it more in the lines of being a good builder at what kind of builds you do, so to speak. So I don't know about this one. I'm just trying to build something. Let's just have a look. This is a bit geometrical. I don't think I will have it be like this necessarily. I just wanted to have something, kind of a focal point, something there. I'm not sure yet. We will probably change this up a lot, but I'm just trying to get a bit of kind of proportions of the upper part. The first build you saw was the Emberhut Castle. Immediately knew that this is what I wanted to do. The idea of building into the existing landscape appeals to. Yes, I mean, this is what I'm doing here right now, building into this landscape. I just think it's just a really, for people that don't like terraforming, it's a really good way of doing it. And you don't need to build as big as this. So just by looking around here, just by exploring this area here, look at this. You could build just by this mountain here, and maybe even this one here. You could build a similar build, but just much, much smaller. So you could build the main castle here, and then have a bridge go over here to this part here, and maybe. I mean, there's so many ways of using the terrain where you don't need to build as large a building as this, or even something like this, where the footprint of this mountain here is actually quite small. The buildings you need to build are maybe just a couple of towers, maybe connect them, or you could make one build that kind of connects in a way that I made, a bit like what I did over there. But generally, there are so many locations you can kind of take advantage of and just use it as it is. And yeah, I think that's really I think that's a really neat kind of thing about Minecraft and the way the terrain is. So I really don't like this. I'm not sure about this. It was more just to have something that, some kind of shape to, some kind of shape. Yeah, I want to destroy it, or maybe just for now we can just. It just feels a bit too. It feels just a bit too futuristic for my taste, just for this part. It's straight a little far away from the original design. Let's see. Instead of doing this, I think I want some kind of spire, maybe. No, wait. Well, I'm not sure yet. I will. Let's just remove this for now. Then we can always add something later. Builders are great, but you give tutorial big builders is helpful. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, it is helpful. I'm glad that it's helpful. And I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't say that you have a favorite builder or a builder that's really good or something like that. It's more of a general thing that I think that there are just so many different styles of ways of building that it's difficult to just say that one builder is the best. But of course, you can definitely talk about different levels of building, or different kind of levels of skill. Okay. I need to kind of be aware of the time also. So the thing about these streams here, I always find it to be extreme. The time moves so fast, I think, in when doing these streams. It's so much fun, and I don't really. I mean, it doesn't feel like 3 hours. I can say that. What is this? Either I'm getting too tired, or or my skill is degrading. I'm just building random things. Okay. Oh, thank you, Dasha. And I'm glad you stuck around. I would never, if you are a bit under the weather, I completely understand that you need to take care of yourself. Yeah, it just needs to be even on all sides. That's true. Yeah, I need to figure out what I want to do with this part here. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so for now, I'll just copy this one, the other ones here, and then I'll try and move on to the other one and just try to add something so it feels more complete. I want it to be just a tiny bit more complete. Oh, Dasha, you're going. It has been a blast. It has been. I'm so glad you came along and helped out, and I, of course, hope to see you in many more streams, but of course, live is more important than streaming. So whenever you can, and whenever you feel bored, I hope you'll be here. Sleep well. Yeah, I am also winding down a bit. I will just do this and then... Yeah, right now this doesn't do anything other than show that there needs to be something up here. Yeah, some kind of structure. This is just what I imagine in the sketch, but it's not really... It's not exactly what I want, but... I mean, Myth and Sandy, you have almost made bets on how many streams it will take me to finish this build, and I'm beginning to agree with the most pessimistic of you two. I can't remember which one it was. I mean, it's yeah, well, I don't know how far I'm gonna go with the interior and stuff, but I can see this go on for a while if I don't buckle up. I mean, I could also do something off stream, but then again, I have other projects I'm working on, another project, so I don't want to take away from that. But yeah, it is a bit time-consuming. Let's just say that. Oh, so Artis, you're also going to sleep. You're from India. Well, it was really nice seeing you here. I hope you'll drop by next time. It has been. I mean, I don't know. I never look at how many people join. I have no idea. No idea. But I mean, it's as long as there's a bit of chatting, it's fine. Doesn't have to be busy each and every time. Yeah, this is also already stream 3. That's true. That is true. Touché. We are moving into the... I mean, it's 5 streams. That's definitely not enough. We're gonna need more than that. But I mean, I can... Let's see. I can hopefully make some headway with the next couple of streams, and maybe if I'm bored, maybe I'll do a bit of work on it off stream. I don't know yet. It depends. It depends. You said quick, Sandy. Okay, yeah. Well, it's definitely not that quick. Okay, I'll repeat this. Okay, you know what? I will try and make this the same structure here. Over here, and then just see if I can somehow make this work. Let's see if we can add one. Wait. See, now I must be tired because I'm building everything. Yeah, I really dislike building in even numbers, so I change this a bit. Just a second. Okay. I think let me just try and finish this part here, and then I will be winding down. think that's fair. Even though, I mean, so Sandy, we have talked about that. You have also suggested, or I actually mentioned it myself, that actually streaming, like, it could also be fun to stream on during the day where I have more time to stream, because I work from home and a lot of time I can just work on stuff. Yeah, I mean, during the day, and there might be an opportunity to just do a more casual stream where I might not do just one project, but maybe just whatever I am doing that day that isn't kind of something that I need to keep a secret or something, but that could actually be really nice to do, just to get a bit more hours in, because yeah, I do think it's really, really fun to stream. So I have no idea if this kind of will adds up in the end. Let's just see. We need a wand, so I will do. Okay, this is world edit, and here we can just gonna measure. This is the lazy way of counting blocks. 32. God. I know, even saying this, it sounds so stupid. So Myth, you're saying, I do think personally small builds usually work better with even numbers, though large needs to be odd numbers. Yeah, I don't know. I just, in general, I always tend to do stuff in even numbers. And right now, I actually, just for that detail, I want to push this entire build one block inside. And you know what? You can't stop me. I will do it. Will do it. I will, against my better judgment, I will move this entire monstrosity of a build. I'm so sorry. I will even move. Okay, so just one block is all we need. And then just, we don't have to move it all. Well, I can move it. Well, let's just move it from here and then see what happens. This is fine. Oh, wait. It's like so, yeah. This is definitely the way to go. Now it's an odd number again. I mean, it's just a small thing. I know people usually stuff like that shouldn't bother you that much, but it's just, if I know that this, okay, let's say I don't know what I'm gonna build here, but if I want to make a dome on top, I would want that dome to have one center block in the middle. It's, I mean, are you a monster? Who wouldn't want that? Okay, 31. We're good. We're good. We are good. Okay. Let's see if I can quickly do this. Okay, so we have... Let's see. So just to check... I know this is a kind of a weird way of doing it. It's just I need to see how everything aligns over here. Yeah, that's definitely something that doesn't add up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's remove this one here. and just move all of this here. We just need to move it. Wait. Okay, so we have a situation here too, or what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No? I'm not sure what is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's definitely something wrong. Oh, I moved this one, of course. I moved that one. Okay. Okay. I'm getting tired. But we definitely need to. This doesn't. So we need to. Yeah, they need to be further apart because it doesn't make sense to do this. Let's try this one block there, and this one block there. So now this should fit. The power of asymmetry. Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling with it too, so don't feel bad about it. It can be difficult, definitely. Okay, what did we do here? We actually moved this one block to the middle. We need to do the same here. This doesn't feel. No. This doesn't make sense. Let's see. Okay, let's try this. Let's try and see if this one matches these walls here. Let's just delete this over here, or this part here, and try and copy this part here. What about, okay, can we do this? So something like this should work, because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this makes sense now. So what I'm going to do is to copy this part here and just flipping it. Flip. Okay. I am not sure this is the best. Well, unless we do something completely different. Okay. I think, okay, let's try and move this one here. And this one, and just move it 1, 2 blocks. So 2 blocks out. We can delete this. We don't need that. And we can move this. Oh, good night, Sophia. Sleep well. Nice to that you came by. 2 blocks there, and then these 2 here. We just move them 2 blocks, and then delete this. And finally, I'll move these ones 2 blocks here, and we can delete this. Okay. So I am thinking, could I add another one here? Maybe. But you know what? For now, we'll just do a quick. We just raise these a bit, and then call it a day, because I don't think. Either way, I won't be finishing this part, even if yeah, it needs a lot more work, so I'm just gonna do something like this, and then so let's, okay, I will just do it the same height as this one here, and then like so, and then we can just delete this one here. So this is just to have something to kind of this is just to have something to kind of finish the top here, not to finish the top, just to have something that is a bit yeah, I don't know, has the overall shape of the part, the building I want to place up here. And we might change all of this. This is totally fine. It's just to get some scale. It is nice to sometimes just have just add a bit of scale to your build, basically. Or scales. Does that even make sense? I feel like I'm rambling. What I mean is, it's just nice to just have a placeholder of some blocks, some volumes that they're just there to kind of show that this is kind of the outline of what I want to do. Oh, next, you're going. Enjoy the stream and hope to catch the next one. Loving the build next one. Thank you so much. I hope you'll join us next time, because hopefully we can get a bit further with this build here. I feel like, I mean, we probably did all right, but I mean, it's just it feels like we could. It feels like I could have done more, but I think all in all, I think this is okay. Don't you think, guys? Okay, it doesn't look as cool as I wanted to look, but yeah, this is mainly just to have something to... Let's just have a look at it with shaders, just to see. It is very... It's just one block. Mainly just one block I used. Oh, wait, my face is covering the build. Okay. I do think that I do like the overall shape, and when I see the kind of the towers we just placed, especially the one on the right, I actually think that looks nice now on this part. So I think I will make something like this, and then on the left I might change it up a bit just to make it more kind of even. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I did a lot. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Emity, for saying that. I mean, it's I think it's because when I'm building in general, when for kind of a video, I don't think about how much time I'm spending on the build, really, because I'm just working from 9 to 4 or something like that, and then just day after day, week after week, even month at a time. So that will add up to so many hours. And if you stream just for 3 hours, just once a week, that's just so short a time span compared to that. So I think that's the main thing that's a bit, I don't know. I think if you're a daily streamer and you do this and you have just in general, you can accomplish much more, of course. But I don't know. For now, it's fine. I think we can get further with the detail next time. I would definitely like to finish. I mean, one goal could be to finish the outside just in rough terms. And I hope that next time I really hope that the updates for flashback and axiom and all the necessary mods will be updated for that, so we can get the Cinnabar blocks going. And yeah, let's hope. And you need to go to bed too, Rebecca. Of course you need to. It's also fairly late, so I don't blame you. I will end things in a bit. I will just stop the recording from, not the recording for my stream, the flashback and the replay mod recordings, and then we can wind down. Okay. But yeah, guys, fantastic stream as always. You were great. So many mods. I mean, it was definitely a modded stream in terms of the chat. And I hope to see you guys. So Saturday I'm going to stream at 8 o'clock my time, which is I will join another server where we're gonna play some games, and I'm gonna stream that. Hopefully hopefully I won't make a fool out of myself, but let's see about that. So you plan on using those replays? I plan on using, I think I will do something with the replays. I'm not sure what yet, but I will do something. I will either maybe a short. I could do a shorts video, or maybe even kind of sort of like a video essay style of build video where I basically, like what I did with the Golden Palace with the asymmetry radio. If I have kind of a general kind of theme for what I was doing during in my mind I don't have a general kind of theme when it comes to what I've been doing, but I could just make something out of it, like a video like that, where I kind of talk about my approach to building mountain castles, for instance, and with an example like this, where I kind of go through the process and show everything in some sort of time lapse. Yeah, so that might be nice to do. Yeah. But yeah, guys, Saturday I'll be streaming, and of course next Thursday again, and when this build is done, I will bring people on. Maybe it could also be in between. I'm not sure yet. I just feel like I need to do some streams with this build just before I do anything else. But I will. Oh my God! Is that the Katarina knife on your shelf? That is my Katarina knife. He's sitting there, the Onion Knight. It's custom made. I think it was in Norway. I actually have the Ornstein and Small too. Just show you quickly. They are here. Oh. If you know Dark Souls, you have seen this is the hardest boss from the game, the main game. Somehow it doesn't want to focus, and he's heavy. Really nice one. It's a double boss. That's what's so hard about it. But yeah, I have all sorts of. I would like to 3D print my builds at some point and have them here on the shelf. That could be nice. Lit up with something. That could be awesome. Siegfried, my goat. Yes. Yeah, but yeah, I am so glad that you all came, and I need to I need to go. But it has been fun, and yes, I think we did accomplish something today, and I think that next stream will be even better. Hopefully, with more kind of mistakes. I think that they're part of what makes the stream so watchable, don't you think? Okay, guys, I will put on the outro video, and again, thank you so much for everything. Bye bye. Oh, wrong one.